Yo, Istinkai. Fukuma Mizushi. Alright, let's get started with this tier list. Alright, now I got y'all locked in. Alright, so we're gonna be doing the oath tier list. No bias included. Let's get started. So, Blade Harper, B tier. So, I'm gonna explain some stuff. Blade Harper, first of all, it has a lot of requirement. You need like 90 medium and like 100 heavy, 100 light. So already crazy stat requirement, first of all. Second of all, the damage is lackluster, right? The damage is lackluster. Decimate is really bad. Like, its windup is crazy. Palm Strike is good, though. Palm Strike is really good. And the fact that when you have Reveal on, it gives you uppercut. Like, it gives you extra damage on your uppercuts and all that stuff. But it's parryable. It's like Umbral Knight. You get free parry frames on the uppercut. But this is the big downside why Blade Harper is not A and it's why it's B. It's because it's really carried by Reveal, and Reveal has a big downside. When you use Reveal, all your Blade Harper's max potential, but you get Wither effect, which is very, very bad, and it's just passively taking your HP down, giving you Wither. You don't want passively, because if the person zones you out, you can't really do anything. That's why you don't really want to have something that gives you a downside over time. Just like how healing is a problem. Over time it heals you. That's overpowered. See, now you're getting your HP erased over time. That's just outrageously horrible. Right? Blind Seer. So actually, no. You know what? Man, this is a hard one. This is very controversial, bro. You guys are gonna see this and be like, yo, what the fuck is he talking about? Is he dumb? I said, bro, that nigga's dumb. Average, smartest, Deepwoken CC. Alright, but Blind Seer is very situational, but really it's horrible for ones. Sightless Beam has the windup of fucking 1,000 years. It takes so long to wind up. So long. So much startup. And at the end of the day, this is a support oath, and I'm not really gauging it off support, because you're not really going to be in that scenario all the time. Most scenarios you're going to be in like hand-to-hand, one-hand combat, 1v1 combat, all that type of stuff, and Blind Seer is really bad. Tranquil Circle's alright, good for zoning out, good for pressure, but its attacking is like very, very bad. Sightless Beam is its only good attack mantra, and really just doesn't even do anything. Now, we have Contractor. This oath isn't easy. It's such an easy S tier, and it's not even close. Bro, first of all, okay, no. We're just going to take Equalizer out of the picture, because Equalizer is absolutely dog shit, okay? We're just going to, fuck that. Just act like it's not even a thing. Alright, so, you have Judgment, which auto-grips. It's fast. It's auto-track. It does good damage. And it, like, you could kind of punish someone if they vent, kind of. You used to be able to, bro, Judgment used to literally be the best mantra, because if you vent, you could easily just free combo them, but now you can't do that. But you could, like, you put them in a bad position, you go positive when you use Judgment on them. So that's Judgment. Then you have Lord Slice, which is a guard break and has very, very good damage. Like, Lord Slice does some good damage, and it knocks back, it resets the playing field. And it's long range, it has some good range on it. So yeah, Contractor is really, really good. And has 0 stat requirement. I would strongly advise going Contractor. I have it on most of my builds. Chain Warden. Wow, so my POV of Chain Warden was so much different when it dropped. Like, now, after all the buffs it got, especially after they gave it that one long range skill, I don't know what it's called exactly, but it's really good. It's good pressure, like, all that. Plus, the status effect with Chain Warden is really good. Basically, if you don't know, if you hit someone with Restrain, or you flourish them, or any of that, or the long range mantra, you apply a chain, and it's really good because Restrain is amazing. Restrain is really good. It pulls them in. It's really good pressure. It's really good locking them down. It's really good with no 2-minute, especially Soulborn. So, like, and it's no stat requirement. It is 0 stat requirement. So you could get this on any build. and it's easy to get at that. Same for contractor, but you know. But Chain Warden is just overall good at locking down the opponent, and that's what you need. Lockdown. Rupture is also really good. Like, Restrain is really amazing. Rupture is really amazing. Bro, all three mantras are really, really good. Okay? It just doesn't... The thing that doesn't make this S, though, is the Oath doesn't give you HP, which is kind of a downside, and it doesn't really have... It doesn't really have any good long range, like, good long range. Like, it has some good decent long range. Like, that one mantra that has, like, the bullets it shoots out, that's really good. It applies a chain, but it's hard to apply a chain because you have to hit like 2 orbs or something like that. But yeah, Chain Warden, A tier. Dawnwalker is a B tier, bro. I remember as soon as Dawnwalker dropped, this Oath was literally, oh my god, it was just so broken. Radiant Kick was like 0.1 frame, teleport did like half a bar, like it was crazy. Like, Blinding Dawn is still amazing for PvE to this day. Probably the best PvE Oath in the game. That's really the only reason why I'm putting it at B, because of that PvE potential. Radiant Dawn and Blinding Dawn, you're not really hitting that in PvP, for being honest. After the nerfs with Radiant Dawn, you're not hitting that. Blinding Dawn, you're not hitting that. Radiant Kick, though, let's talk about this for PvP. Radiant Kick does 0 posture damage, but it's fast. So it really depends on the player you're fighting, but it does 0 posture damage, so keep that noted. It's going to be hard to land on someone who actually knows what they're doing, okay? But it's really, really good for PvE. I would strongly advise you go Dawnwalker on all your PvE builds. That's why it's B tier. Alright, Fate Trimmer, right? So, yeah, Fate Trimmer is horrible. Fate Trimmer is so bad, it's just horrible. It's a troll. Like, it's a troll Oath. You're not genuinely gonna go this Oath and be like, you're not gonna genuinely go Oath and go top 250, or like, you're not really gonna want to go this Oath. Because if you go this Oath, you're nerfing yourself. You're literally just nerfing yourself. You're literally putting yourself in a worse position when you go this Oath. It's horrible. The mantras are garbage. No HP. No status effect. This Oath is garbage. I don't need to explain. It's horrible. Like, it's literally... Like, I literally cannot tell you how bad it is. Okay. Wow, so... this is gonna have to be a lot. Actually, I don't even need to explain a lot, bro. Jet Striker, after the rework... No, pre-rework, it was already pretty good. Alright, it was already pretty good. Honestly, it did not need mantras, honestly. But, with the mantras... Bro, oh my god. Okay, so let me explain. Jet Kick, right? It's a combo starter and a free gap closer, right? And it does good damage. Okay, boom. That's fake. That's Jet Strike. Really good move. Jet Kick, I meant. Fake Strike. If you use this in a parry trade, it's very unpredictable, and it goes behind their block, so they're gonna have to react to that extremely fast, like that, like extremely fast. So Fake Strike is a really good mantra for just parry trades and all that. And then the most important part that makes Jet Striker stand out from all these other Oaths is mobility. Mobility is such a key aspect in Deepwoken that you cannot just blind eye it. Like, it's just so important. With Jet Striker, you can literally get out of any scenario. We know Thundercall, Shadowcast, they don't really have that much mobility. If you pop a Jet Striker on any of those builds, you really could get out of any scenario, any situation, any gank. If you're getting ganked, you're getting attacked, you're out of there. Simple as that. Literally just go 50 agility, and then boom. And the stat requirement's really, really good. Everyone basically gets agility on their build. So you might as well just go get Jet Striker. It's amazing. Nothing to say to that. Oathless is alright, but they can be better. What I would think with Oathless, I think they need to add like something that fully shuts down other Oaths. Like, you really just go this Oath if you're doing like triple or quad or dual attunement. You want to prioritize those mantras, because it does give you more mantra slots, and it gives you 10 HP and resistance to other Oaths. So you're only going this Oath if you want to use more of your elemental mantras. If you have a lot of good elemental mantras and you need to free up some space. Excuse me. You definitely want to go oafless. Right, but overall, it's not even better than blind seer. I would argue blind seer is better just for that support aspect of it. Right. And then speaking of support, we have Salt Chemist. Wow, so Salt Chemist actually used to be S tier. It genuinely used to be S tier just because of potions. And what's that one mantra called? I don't even know. Lethal Injection, Brain Dead Mantra. It literally applies all 3 of the status effects. But there's one thing, bro. There's one thing. Agamatsu, my boy Agamatsu, started complaining about Salt Chemist. It was in an alright position. Like, it had sustain. Like, it wasn't really top of the tier. Right? It has 0 mobility. The potions are not really landing if you're fighting a good player. But, no, you can land the mantras. Lethal Injections really carries itself. But, after the nerfs, bro, the potions are way less reliable. Don't get me wrong, Healing Potion is still really good. But it's situational and only really good in ganks. Because, honestly, when is an opponent going to let you just pop that potion unless you have insane mobility? Like, it's really nitpicking. You have to really handpick the builds you want to use in order to use Salt Chemist. So that's the only problem. But yeah, and Lethal Injection is blockable and not really going to land that often. But Vision Shaper, this is a very controversial one. I know a lot of people are going to be talking about this in my comments. Vision Shaper is actually very good, and let me explain. Pre-rework, we could talk about pre-rework real quick. It was alright, it was mid, it was really spammy, like, you literally just used it to spam and apply insane pressure. But, with the new rework, Vision Shaper is way more techy, and it has a higher skill ceiling. You could do a lot of text with it, it's really annoying. If you could literally pop this on any build, and it's gonna be good. Vision Shaper is a very, very underrated oath, and I need to see more people using this oath, because it is so good, bro. You basically just have 2 of each mantra. Just take that to perspective. You could switch with your clones. You really could just, like, it's just good. Like, it's just techy and it's good and it's annoying. And it makes your opponent not want to play the game anymore. I ain't gonna lie. Like, it's just good. I'm not gonna lie. Like, Reality Shift carries it though. But yeah, that's something. Silent Heart S tier. Silent Heart is actually no, Silent Heart is better than Contractor. I'm gonna argue that. Silent Heart, literally, bro, the damage on Silent Heart needs to be nerfed. You are literally a tank with literally insane damage. No downside. 0 downside. When you go Silent Heart, you are a tank. You are a tank. You know a tank? How a tank is very durable and it shoots gigantic missiles, destroys everything. That is Silent Heart in a nutshell, bro. And if you say, oh, the resistance, they removed it. Bro, you literally don't get in the tournament. You don't put your stats into anything else, and you could get free reinforced armor and all these defense buffs and these damage buffs. So Silent Heart is literally free, especially with medium and heavy. Don't get me wrong, Silent Heart Light is alright, but medium and heavy Silent Heart is absolutely brain dead. They need to put more startup on the skills, and they need to nerf the damage. It is broken. And it has auto track, like, it's just too good. It's too fast. It moves these wind up. Well, skills, whatever you want to call it. So Star Kindred is actually very interesting, because Star Kindred is only good because of one thing. No, actually 2 things. Let me change that. Actually, and I'm gonna put Star Kindred at the top of A tier, because we already know mobility is very important in Deep. Star Kindred has the 2nd best mobility in the game in terms of oaths. Your air dash literally is insanely well, and some people actually argue that Star Kindred has better mobility than Jet Striker. And I can't blame them. It's not that bad. Like, Star Kindred is really, really good, okay? And it's really good because you have that aerial dash cancel, that guard breaks, and has hyper armor. So, keep that in consideration. The mantras are garbage, I'm not even talking about, though. They're horrible. Horrible. Now, Link Strider, horrible for ones. Team fights and supporting, amazing. Amazing. Just amazing. And you can't argue that. Literally, this is the best support oath in the game. Actually, I'll put it above Oathless actually, just because it has a little bit more combat potential with whatever. I don't know what that blood string is. You like put a string on them and it like takes and heals you. That's alright, but it's really only like above D tier and above Oathless just because of that support. That's literally it, just because of that support, okay? Now keep that in your mind. Only because support. Horrible for once. Except for that one mantra. And now Arc Order. Arc Order is extremely mid. I really don't have anything to say. The mantras are mid. They're both blockable. But on the other hand, you get decent, alright mobility. You get resistance. Resistance in any game is really good. Arc Order, you get like 15 to 20% resistance when you have the suit on. And you nullify enchants. So really good defense, but its mantras are very lackluster. But listen, you do get 3 slots when you go Arc Order. So you could use a lot of mantras with Arc Order. You get 2 wild card and 1 combat, or 2 combat, 1 wild card, something like that. And then if you get Neuro, you could just get 2 wild card, and then 2 combat with neuroplasticity. And you could just have an abundance of mantras, full on mantra spam. But Arc Order is really only good because of that defense, and that's the only reason people go with, okay? The mantras, people don't go for the mantras. Arc Wave is alright as AoE, you could blow us, but yeah. I just want to add something real quick. This is my personal list, and it's my opinion, so just take this from someone who has 5,984 hours, yes, and that's from verse 1 basically, but you know, half of that's from verse 2. So yeah, use this as you wish, but finish talking about Arc Order. Arc Order is like only used because of the resistance, and maybe because it gives you like 2 combat mantra slots and wildcard slot. So basically that means you could use a lot of mantras, not the oath mantras though, because the oath mantras are absolutely pretty bad, they're horrible. But that's what puts Arc Order in B and not a high tier, because when you hear resistance you think automatically, oh my god, Arc Order, resistance, that's amazing. But the mantras lay it down to like B tier, it would be A tier if the mantras were actually something good. Probably even S tier just off resistance and the nullification with enchants and stuff. But that's my list, y'all, and let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see you guys later.